I want to watch a movie with you. And if you don't mind, I'd like it if you watch a movie with me. Yeah, this is Ace with a special spooky season movie watch along. I don't think I've ever done one of these, not a live one, anyways. I don't believe, I can't remember. But here we are, the fourth day of spooky season, October. I'm super excited. I did a live yesterday, the Ace in the Hole Variety Show, and I came up with on the spot doing this movie watch along today of the original Saw from 2004. Oh my God, what a long time ago it was. I was 14 years old when the movie came out, and boy howdy did I was captivated by it. But we're gonna give a few minutes to see if people stumble on into this stream. I will flip the camera around at one point or at some point so you can see my reactions and I can engage with whoever's here in the chat. Um, and right before I start the movie, I will give the setup of how I'm watching the movie and how to play it, blah, 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 stuff like that. So we can possibly all be in sync in watching the film at the same time. And at the moment, I am preparing myself for this hour and a half venture into the first ever Saw film. And I've got some snack chippies, some snack sandwiches, and a drink. Probably should have two drinks, but at some point I'll get up. And I also, this is, parental advisory forewarned. I will be partaking in the 420 venture as well. I'll flip the camera off so we don't have to see me do that. But if you do it, get yourself ready. This first movie is one heck of a doozy. We'll start in 2 minutes. Myself into position. Everything's ready. Got to make sure the volume on the TV is low enough so I don't get in trouble, I guess. I don't really know. Oh, I got to flip the camera this way because I tend to like it more zoom. There we go. Yo, Virgo, what is happening? Thanks for jumping in. Sup, SA? Mr. Nook himself is here. Very happy. Glad we all found that app. Thanks to Virgo and Graybeard's channel. At least that's how I found that Knock Knock app to bring your toys to life. Very cool stuff. I probably should turn the music off, huh? I'm just been playing around with this stuff here. So, like I said, we're gonna start the live in a minute, and then I will go over the movie and stuff like that, and when I'm gonna start it myself, in case anybody is interested in watching it with us. Oh, I skipped your comment, Ultra. I'm sorry. I just ate some leftover KFC from last night, and I have a bag of generic Doritos to continue snacking throughout the movie. Dude, generic Doritos, I don't want to say the right brand, but the right brand of generic Doritos can hit hard, hit real hard. So very exciting. Here we go. I'm going to actually. Oh, and here he is, Ace. Oh, let's turn the camera this way. You can see behind me, I've got some Halloween decor going all over the place. There's my lizard, my trapped dinosaur back there. But hopefully this light isn't too conflicting with y'all. I want this light. I like it for the effect when I look at myself. I don't look so weird. But I got all three of my remotes here because I have the TV, the soundbar, the DVD player. I don't know why I don't hook them all up at once, but that's just whatever. Welcome to Aces Place 22. Very special. This light is actually going to bother me. It's right in my face. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, that's better. It's not directly in my eye. But welcome to Aces Place 22, where this is a special spooky season thrills and chills edition of Alive. It's a watch along of the 2004 classic film Saw, which I will not be discussing all of the films in the franchise. There's 10 of them. I will be doing a review of the movies in whatever way I want to do them. Not sure how, but I definitely am doing a marathon all day long of the Saw franchise. This is an 8-film collection on Blu-ray, and then I have the other ones on their own single copies in the DVD collection. So, but this is banging. The Predator. Is that horror? How do we where do we put that one? Do we put that in a horror movie genre, The Predator? That's like his little scanner thingy. I don't know. I tried. But I got, like I said, 2 delicious ham sammies. Little bag of potato chips. I think this is the best brand of potato chips in the world. And I got my sparkling ice, and then I've got my 420 treats right over here. So without further ado, at 10 minutes, I am going to start the movie. Now for me, I have it on just the main menu of the very first movie. So as soon as I hit the little center button on my remote, the screen is going to go black. It's about 2 seconds, and then it goes into I think it's the green smoky Lionsgate logo. I'm pretty sure they've updated it. I could be wrong. I know it's a logo, though, obviously. So at 10 minutes, in a minute and a half, get ready. I will do a countdown, and then we will all play. Oh, I got like a ingrown hair right there or something. It kind of hurts. That's where I had it paused. Perfect. Now I'm distracted by this hair. I'm gonna want to go check it out. So very, very cool. In a minute, we'll be getting into this. And like I said, I have stories I can talk about with the Saw franchise, but I'm gonna mostly try to stick with like watching the movie and only strictly talking about this film. Because I could talk about all of them, get it mixed up and mixed in, and I don't know. Look at me, here I am playing with it. Doesn't surprise me. So here we go in 45 seconds. I want to take a bite of my sandwich so bad. I'm so hungry. And I'm probably going to switch the camera off when I'm eating because I initially do not want to have you guys or anybody just sitting here watching me chomp, 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 eating food. I know I do food reviews, but that's not this. That's not that thing. The commercials, yeah, that's a problem. But no, I mean, not really a problem, but man, it's all right. Here we go. In 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, there's the Lionsgate logo right there. Twisted Pictures. And then the little spike, and the little thingy thing. Always reminded me, the Twisted Pictures always reminded me of the Neversoft video game logo and company. Twisted Pictures presents a Berg Coles Hoffman production, a film by James Wan. James Wan went on to direct some pretty awesome movies. After this, there's Lee Winnell right there. He's also a pretty good director. I want to say actor. He's a good actor, but he's a pretty good director as well. But James Wan directed this, and he went on to direct some of the Conjuring films. I don't think he did Insidious. I could be wrong, but he did Aquaman, which was a $1 billion banger. So he's a pretty good director. Now here we are, starting off with Adam. I love the Saw films. I love all of them. I really do. So my memory should serve me pretty well while watching this. But here is Adam waking up in the tub. His key to possibly this lock or something else just went down the drain, unbeknownst to him. He's in a dark, creepy, gross, abandoned bathroom. Blinded because there are no lights on at the moment. Feeling around. Someone's talking. Dr. Gordon. Dr. Gordon played by, I always pronounce his last name wrong, but isn't it Carrie? Carrie Ewells? Something like that. He was in The Princess Bride. He might have been in Robin Hood's Men in Tights. I could be wrong on that one. But the lights just came on. Oh, this place is disgusting. Just vile. I couldn't imagine if you're watching this or if you've seen this movie. What went down the drain? The key. There is a key that was attached to the. I don't think it was attached to anything. I think it was just in the tub. But as soon as he freaked out and moved, it unplugged the drain, and whatever it was went down the drain. And here we are, our reveal of a dead body. Oh man, this is like Clue, but for like rated R version of Clue. It was this guy in this gross bathroom with a handgun. They just showed a dead body. He's holding a tape recorder. For all you children out there that don't know what a tape recorder is, it's something you would put like a little tiny cassette into, which was a track, and you could record things on it back in the old days. And he also has a big ass hand cannon revolver in his hand, which would indicate the suicide that he caused, or the unaliving, the unaliving, the unaliving. Oh shit, I'm canceled. The unaliving. Both men are definitely distraught, not knowing what's going on. I couldn't imagine waking up anywhere chained, let alone the nastiest place you could imagine. Because then it's like, well, I'm just screwed. Off the beaten path. I remember going out St. Patty's Day. It was like 2012 or 13. I was 22 or 23. Got really drunk with my buddy and ended up going back to his uncle's place, which I did not know that until the morning of. And I wake up in a basement, and there are literally these giant stuffed animal dragons hanging on the ceiling. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm either in the coolest place in the world or I am literally done for. And I looked over and I saw my buddy laying on a couch next to me. And I remember just slapping his foot and being like, oh, dude, where the are we? And he's like, we're at my uncle's house, Uncle Bill. I'm like, oh my God, why does he have these things hanging up here? He's, oh, he likes going to the circus with his kids or whatever and winning these. It's like, oh my God, crazy. That's my only time I've ever waken up somewhere being like, where am I? So this would be absolute hell on earth. The way these guys react, the way Adam acts, especially, just super paranoid, and right now he's checking himself to see if there's any scars or anything like that, to see if he's been harvested. Where, well, they just revealed it. I was just about to say, where Dr. Gordon is a surgeon, a medical practitioner. And they're trying to find out now, like, well, why would we be here? This Saw movie, I remember when it first came out, hearing so much buzz about, like, oh my God, this is like, not only is this, horrific and stuff, but it's very compelling. It's a very good story. It's got a heck of a twist to it and all this and that. like I said, I was 14 when I first saw this, and it was an absolute banger. I love all these movies, but this one is very good. It still holds up. The actor Carrie Ewells, he's a little bit of a tacky actor, but I like it because it adds just a different flavor to the rest of the things around him. Um, and when I first saw this, I've always been a horror movie fan. Always loved horror movies. And right around this time, I think it was the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre had just come out, or was about, yeah, it just come out in 2003 with Jessica Biel, and that was an awesome. I'm gonna definitely be watching that movie. But that's an awesome horror movie. Um, and this kind of plays into the same vein of the grittiness of that, and it was just different though. Like this is just way different. People being essentially held captive and being told you need to figure out how to survive because you've taken life for granted. And so right now our two main characters, Dr. Lawrence Gordon, couldn't remember his first name, Adam, they have both found little cassettes, little tapes that they're going to try to be like, oh, wait a minute, we got to get that tape recorder. Um, Buckets of fun, that Nook Nook app. Absolutely, TK. That is a lot of fun. I was having a boatload of fun with it because I have Snapchat and I was using Snapchat to make some like really cool edits. At least I was thinking they were cool. And then all of a sudden it blocked me from being able to do that. And I'm like, you son of a gun. So I'm limited now on what I can do. But it's still a very fun app. I'm glad you found that, dude. And I know I'm not trying to ignore you, but I know you sent me another video you made. I will check that out later. I was just spending the hour preparing, getting ready for this and stuff like that because I get super sidetracked, as you all have seen me do here on the channel myself. They had a key, wasn't useful for anything. Both men are now realizing the cassette player is going to be what they need. This bathroom is so gross. Like if you're watching it and you see the toilet, I don't know what would harken a toilet to look like that, but holy cow! After like that's poop. It's just poop. It's poop, I tell ya. I want to thank anybody that's watching this or listening. It's pretty awesome that people would want to spend some time, however much time you do spend, on a watch along, just watching me watch a movie and just kind of rant. I think that's pretty cool, and I appreciate it very much. Yeah, and I'm gonna eat my sandwiches here in a minute, but I just want to keep rambling on first. So now Adam is looking in the tub. If things would have went the way they were supposed to go, he probably would have noticed his key in there because he just pulled out the drain stopper. Or, yeah, right, the drain stopper. And he's trying to use this to reach the tape recorder that's in the center of the room. And I should do a better layout of how this room looks. It is a huge bathroom with these 3 sinks in it and a couple urinals and some toilets and a tub. Very weird layout. I don't know what type of building they're in, some sort of factory, I assume. But there is a dead body in the center of the room, which is completely impossible for either person to reach, as both people are on separate sides of the rooms chained to the wall. So Adam just listened to his tape, and there was an anonymous voice on there, basically making him question his moral dignity and his moral code. Now, both men are arguing about how to listen to the other person's tape, so they're a little back and forth. Corey, there's a heart-shaped poop thing um, Adam's now playing Dr. Lawrence's tape. So his tape just told him if Dr. Gordon basically doesn't kill Adam by a certain time, or he needs to kill him by a certain time. I apologize. There it is. Okay, so there it is. He just revealed that he has Dr. Gordon's daughter and wife, and will kill them if he does not kill Adam by a certain time. And it may sound complicated or confusing now, like, well, why would these people need to kill each other? What is going on? This is the fun part about the Saw movies. They build on the suspense and the mystery of like why and what. They don't give you any real answers until basically the end of the film, which I personally love it because I'm constantly trying to guess what's going to happen next. Oh my gosh. And there are clues and little hints throughout the whole series of movies to, maybe do things or have done things differently than previously. Never seen Saw. Seesaw, I like them. I can't. Um, I really can't say anything negative about them because I genuinely really love these movies. And as I do my there's the poop again. As I do my reviews and watching of these movies, um, I'll be able to explain a little bit. Ugh, look at how foul that is, Ultra. Do you see that? Oh, hit him with a commercial. That's okay. I will. I'll pause it right now. Actually, no, I'm not going to pause it. I'm just going to keep going with it. Right now, it's pretty gross. Nothing too crazy is happening, Ultra. He's just kind of digging around in the toilet for a key or something like that. Um, but this movie, I have to sit before commercials. Four commercials is a bummer. But that's all right. I appreciate you being here and engaging anyways in doing this. And as long as you're enjoying yourself, then we're both having a good time. And you can throw your comments in there and I can always go back to certain conversation points if you miss anything or whatever. But these Saw movies are super good. I remember just a story with this one. I was dating a girl in high school and she wanted to come over and hang out for the very first time. And this movie had just come out on DVD. And I was like, I know what we're gonna watch, babe. And we watched this movie, and it was like maybe 2 weeks later we broke up. I'm not saying it was this movie, but I'm definitely saying it was probably this movie. It was definitely this movie. But they're just really fun. They're fun mysteries. They're stupid brain rot for sure. But what isn't brain rot? Both men now, they do have little like hacksaws. Is that what those ones are? That I believe that's a hacksaw, and they're just breaking them by cutting through the steel of the chains. Both men sitting there winded, exhausted, tired. Dr. Gordon realizing, yeah, these boots aren't made for walking. just revealed that he wants them to cut through their legs. So now we're going to start to get essentially flashback bits that happen throughout the entire movie that correspond with what's happening in the real time, and then everything is going to sync up very nicely towards the end of the movie for a very, very, to me, a very, very satisfying conclusion. But right now we're getting, again, our flashback, our first flashback, and our story of who the Jigsaw Killer is. And the Jigsaw Killer is a serial killer that kidnaps people and basically puts them in these horrendous situations, forcing them to mutilate themselves while trying to escape. And if they escape, they have then won the reward, which is life. They get to take a second chance at life and a new perspective on the things that they've done to try to make a better life going forward. It's pretty horrendous and pretty brutal, the idea of it. I like the idea of it. I like that there's a killer basically making you almost repent for your sins, but it's not a religious, beat down of it. It's more of just I don't want to say too much because in later movies we find out more of the story, but for right now it just seems to be a man that wants people to reflect on the horrors that they've done to other people. We do get our three main police officers or detectives right now. I forget all of their names at this time. Excuse me, but you get the younger officer. You have Danny Glover, right? What the hell? Danny Glover is the dad from like Predator 2 and from the Lethal Weapon franchise. And then you get the main female officer, which it's a nice little collective group of these three cops. None of them are way too more important than the next, but Danny Glover's character definitely gets more screen time as he is the main, kind of officer. They're investigating a body right now the dude is all mangled up in razor wire inside of basically a human-sized chicken coop. And the man did something awful and he's a larger man too, and he has to escape to survive through the razor wire in a certain amount of time. And if he does, his freedom is his. And if he doesn't, well, the door is locked and forever he stays there dead, which that he did. He definitely died. And here they are on their second victim, this is just crazy stuff they come up with. There's a man trapped in a room with poison in his veins that will eventually kill him at some point. There is a safe in the center of the room with the antidote in it. He is also covered in flammable liquid, and the room he's in is very dark and you can't see much. And also in the room on the wall are hundreds and hundreds of numbers to the code that could possibly be to this safe. And the ground is covered in glass. He's barefoot, and he has to use a candle to put up against the wall to try to get these codes. An impossible task. The man eventually lights himself on fire. It's awful. Just terrible. What do we got for comments? Put it in your mouth. TK, what are you talking about, Big Pimpin'? Are you that is where I've seen him. He was like he had like the spikes on him. You're absolutely right. He had the spikes on him. From X-Men 3, X-Men United. Or X-Men Last Stand. Now we're getting introduced to a character named Zeke. He is an orderly at the hospital where Dr. Lawrence works. And they are actually talking about an individual that has a brain tumor. They are in the hospital, obviously. That's where I'm speaking of. And the person they were actually just talking about, his name is John Kramer, and that name will come up again. I always thought those shirts were so weird looking. How they had the big white collars and then the white like cuffs, I guess you would call them. The officers are questioning Dr. Lawrence. Again, these are all flashbacks. Like I said, I find his acting kind of like cheesy and stuff, but I really like it because it offsets everything else that's going on in the scene. Like he always seems suspicious, no matter how innocent he actually is. And I like that because he's just that's what makes these movies fun because everybody could be a suspect. I am gonna switch my camera around because I want to eat. Well, not around, but you know. I'm still here, my friends. Don't be scared. I'm eating sandwiches.
Can't be honest. Right?
Dr. Gordon now speaking to his attorney on what to do with the situation because they found a pen at one of the crime scenes. I do remember being a kid thinking like, wow, this movie's really confusing. I don't really understand what's going on. And now here we are introduced to Shawnee Smith's character, Amanda. Shawnee Smith, to me, the first movie I ever saw her, well, the first movie I ever saw her in was this. But she is no stranger to horror movies, as she was in I believe it was in the 80s, the 80s remake of The Blob. She was in that, and such a little bombshell. I still think she's a pretty good looking, well, maybe not so much because we'll go into later things, but she's a babe, I think. We're going to see right here what happened to her. Her name is Amanda. Now, Amanda was a victim of the Jigsaw killer, but fortunately for her, she was able to free herself from the trap, and she is wearing the most iconic trap in all of the Saw franchise, and that is the reverse bear trap. Now, if you know what a bear trap is, it is a mechanical device, a trap again, that you pry open and it locks in place. And then when everything steps on the pressure plate, it boom crunches down around whatever has stepped on it, locking it in place. They make them for all different sizes. They are horrific traps, but they do the job. This is the reverse of this. Jigsaw's explaining it as I am now too, but in a more better way. When the timer goes off, the trap that is around her head that is engaged in her mouth, when the timer goes off, it will snap. And instead of snapping closed, it will rip open, ripping her face completely into pieces. Now, all of her acting is through her eye work. She's got very expressive eyes. They did a good job with the makeup there, making her eyes pop, because that's all you see off of her face. You go, girl. Now, the first few Saw movies, I don't think they kept doing this throughout all of them, but the first few movies had this hyper fast camera work where it's like a music video from the early to mid 2000s of like a metal band where it's all over the place. It's spastic. It's crazy. You can definitely have yourself a little seizure of a good time. But they do a lot of that in the first couple of movies. But now that she's freed herself from the chair, the timer's going off, and there is an individual in the room with her that she now needs to get a key out of. I think that's what she has to do. There's the Riddler. There's a question mark on his belly. And there's a teeny little scalpel, and she needs to cut into this guy and retrieve the key to save her life. She's got less than 30 seconds going now. Little does she know, the guy is still alive. He's just like comatose. And I think it's her boyfriend. Now they're just showing her mutilate this guy so she can get the key out of his belly. The thing why they're questioning Dr. Gordon again is because I believe his medical equipment, the needle and stuff, is in his care. Just in time. And here's Billy the doll. Creepy little bastard. Amanda won her game, so Billy the doll, the mascot of the Saw franchise, a little puppet face that you see there on my screen, was telling her she won. Oh, I broke my sandwich in half. Grabbed the wrong spot. This little stare down between Mr. Glover and Mr. Gordon. Now, Ultra, have you seen this movie before? Now we're back in like current time where they're in the bathroom. Yeah. So the little flashbacks are their way of telling each other what's happening throughout the movie, which is a nice little touch. You don't have to have just like a bunch of exposition dump. So, or exposition, not expedition. I did say expedition. Bunch of exposition dump. There you go. Yeah, the commercials. The commercials are popping in actually when it's not a bad spot. When it's just, I mean, all these movies are based on dialogue and like you kind of got to watch to see what's happening. But right now it's just these guys arguing, revealing that like the room they're in is kind of a setup, so to speak. So it's not bad timing. Nothing crucial in the moment. They are finding that there's a hidden camera in the room watching them, which would make sense because, as we've learned in the flashbacks, that Jigsaw, the killer, likes to watch his victims. And now we do see from a point of view of someone else watching on a camera or a computer. I mean,
You hear me in there? Huh? I'm having a blast. Most fun I've had without lubricant. I'm sure you get it.
damn, Ultra getting slapped with the commercials. And to anybody that's watching this or going to watch this, I plan on doing a for the Ace in the Hole variety show on October 17th. I do plan on doing a live panel with a few people and having, all of us talk about horror movies and what they kind of mean to us and a little bit of backstories and all that good jazz. And so far, right now, I do believe I have my first official guest, which is going to be Seafrost from official Seafrost over there doing his music thing on the YouTubes here. So as long as everything goes down right, it'll be a little Halloween themed. So whoever's going to be there, definitely implore you to dress in some costume of sorts. I know myself and move my camera. Myself and Seafrost will be dressed up. And not only that, but his birthday is around that time. And do a little birthday shindig thing here, virtual YouTube party style. I don't know, putting words together like an idiot. But do something special for him. Have him on the panel. Have a couple other people talking about Halloween and horror movies. That should be a lot of fun coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Right now, some creepy shit. We're actually in Dr. Gordon's daughter's room. And she is just staring into a corner that is black. Very, very creepy, to be honest with you. And as we can see right now, there's nothing there. It's just creepy. Aha, there you go, Ultra. Not bad. Right now, the daughter, it's a flashback again, so the daughter's walking through the house. Very slow and strange. I don't remember it being so played out like this, honestly, where she's just walking. I'm eating my second sandwich because I'm a hungry little piggy. The daughter is explaining to her mom that there's somebody in her room. Little girl wants her dad instead of her mom. Which, as a father, when my daughter, and if my daughter ever comes to me needing me for anything, there is nothing on this planet that outweighs her needs. So, like right now, the daughter going to the dad, needing him. Yes, I understand he was close to finishing his report or whatever it was, but the sheer disappointment the daughter had on her face when she was basically told, "I'll be there in a minute," and she just turned and walks away. It just because you're there now doesn't mean anything. You need to be there then when they need you then. And that's something I've learned as a dad, and I've always tried my best to be there. So I personally always looked at him as a piece of crap, regardless of his other faults. The dad thing is definitely the spot that hits me the word or the most with why I find that character to be just a jerk. especially right now, like he's tucking her in bed and stuff, and why he rushed to do his report first instead of taking care of her. Where you're going to see him go after this, it's like, you're just he's a piece of shit. President of Tubi, yes, this DK, that's right. Double the commercials of Liger's account. Is that the mom in Con Air? I'll be honest with you, Ultra. I haven't seen Con Air. Holy shit. It feels like since it first came out back in the 90s. I haven't seen that movie in so long. And it's mind-blowing because I have a ton of Nicolas Cage films. I shockingly do not own that one. But it very well could be. You start to recognize all these actors in some form or fashion throughout something. So I would not doubt it at all. Not one bit. You TK, shut the fuck up. No way. No way you've never seen Con Air. Even I, as a kid who wasn't into movies like that, remember being like, this movie's badass, man. All these criminals, these convicts on an airplane, hijacking it and shit. Like, sensitive conversation, but still, it was a pretty awesome movie. Crashes and shit. It's a good one. I would definitely suggest it. It's not lame. It's not lame. It's definitely of its time. If you like the movie The Rock, yeah, it is Cringe Fest 2000s. Nah, you're right. I was trying to make it sound better, like a nice piece of humble pie, but you're right. It is Cringe Fest. Right now in the movie, we are seeing that both people are checking their wallets and checking to see if there's any information. Adam just saw his wallet and noticed. Or he's got Dr. Gordon's wallet and he's noticing that there's a picture of his family tied up, so he's kind of taking it and hiding it from him, not to freak him out, so to speak. So if you like The Rock and Bad Boys, I do really suggest Con Air because it falls right into that flavor.
That's complete bullshit. I'd rather you break down.
100% it falls into them. I love The Rock. I think that is Nick Cage's, I don't know if it's his best movie, but it's my favorite movie with him in it. And speaking of Nick Cage, who doesn't love the dude, but I will be doing a movie review or be watching it this season of Willy's Wonderland. If none of you have ever heard or seen of Willy's Wonderland, it is very cheesy but super fun. It is basically a ripoff of Five Nights at Freddy's. So it's pretty cool, though. All right. Back to Saw. So now we're in the little girl's room. She just got woken up from a startle. It's not Santa, but in her closet, we see through a crack an eyeball. And then someone lunges out. The mother rushes to go see what's going on. And there is a man snatching up the daughter. Now we see the same man, but at his waist with a gun and a stethoscope. Terrorizing the mother and the daughter. Very interesting stuff. Oh. We got both of them tied up. This is pretty scary. Like, this is more real than, Freddy and Jason and stuff. This is like a home invader torturing, which is very, very terrifying. And I would hate to know of any family that has to go through this. This is the stuff that's more scary than, like, the scary stuff, if that makes sense. Like, he's literally checking to see how scared the daughter is by using the stethoscope and listening to her heartbeat. he's now taking the gun out and doing the same thing and seeing if it scares her more. It's pretty horrendous, honestly. Like this didn't hit me as a kid of like, oh my God, this is so messed up. Because more as a kid, I was more invested in like the gore, the monsters, and what's in the shadows. But this realism to these horror movies, this is what guts me now as a dad again. Knowing that Gordon walked out of his house to go do something icky, allowing this to happen to his family. And this is present day. This is current time of this individual peeking out of Gordon's apartment window and another person from across the street watching him. Narc? Is that with... Am I getting them mixed up? Is Josh Brolin in that one and maybe Benicio del Toro? If so, I have seen that. I think there's a second one. I've never seen the second one. But we see Danny Glover's character present day reflecting on all of the crime scenes that he's investigated under the Jigsaw Killer's murders, and he looks like he's lost his mind. He's just in this room with all these newspaper clippings everywhere, TV playing with a camera on it. Ray Liotta. Yes. I know exactly what movie you're talking about now with Ray Liotta. I love Ray Liotta. God damn. R.I.P. Ray Liotta. You were one of my favorite actors in the whole wide world. Jason Patric. Why am I drawing a blank on Jason Patric? I can't picture Jason Patric for the life of me right now. I know the name though. Gordon's getting out of a car with the officer, Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon. And they're investigating doctors and stuff like that that could be connected to this crime, and he's dropping them off here. He's pretty suspicious of this fella. Jason Patric. Lost Boys. I know that movie very well, but I just don't know Jason Patric. It's freaking life of me. And as soon as I see his face, I'm probably gonna be like, oh, this fella. Krispy Kreme. I don't know if I've ever really paid attention to that. Krispy Kreme, this exists in the Power Rangers universe. If you know, you know. Look at all those notepads he's got there. Jesus. Keeping the school season going with all them notepads. The detective is watching old video footage of like that they got from the old cases and stuff like that. The Losers. I never saw The Losers. Losing himself to these crimes, and when I was entertaining the police force myself way back in my early 20s, I definitely, when I was talking to officers and cops and stuff like that, and did a ride along and all sorts of shit, there were a couple that were not detectives, but they were very much like this, where they were like, yeah, you know, I've definitely didn't let go of a certain case, and I've jeopardized, you know, like my own marriage and real life situations because of that. And it was just interesting to see and to hear those perspectives at that point. But now the cops are finding some clues and stuff like that, some graffiti work on a wall. They can kind of correlate it with some stuff.
Hey, Duquesne. Can't carry for you. About 4 blocks from it. Yeah, shit. All the fire. Secured in that area in that too. Go right now.
And this is where they start to get all their little clues and stuff like that. They're realizing what fire alarms have gone off in these areas, what gangs were in this area, correlated with the graffiti they just saw on the wall. So little pieces like that they find throughout the movie. They see throughout the footage of what they've investigated for evidence. And then we as the viewer can start to see, oh, okay, we're now going to figure out how all of this is going to, start to tie together. These guys are potentially held in this specific warehouse or factory. That's where all these crimes seem to be happening. So maybe now these detectives have found this warehouse and possibly could be finding where these two men are being held captive. It also has Idris Elba, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Chris Evans, Zoe Saldana, and a TK. Oh shit! The Losers has. I knew Chris Evans was in that, but I didn't know Idris Elba was in it. I like him. I actually like the movie Idris Elba was in like a year or two ago, where he like basically is fighting off a lion again, or to save his daughters and stuff like that out in like Africa or whatever. It was a pretty fun flick. Both detectives now are definitely 100% inside of Jigsaw's warehouse or his workshop. That's what I'm looking for. I like the way they're acting, where it really feels like they've never been inside this building before, and they're not really sure like what angle. Like I enjoy the piss out of this. I mean, this entire scene altogether. The only thing I don't like is I don't need the fog. If you notice on the ground, Ultra, there is like some smoke and some fog and stuff like that. I don't understand why that would be there, but it is for the effect of the look. They're about to pull a red blanket off of something. And there we have a diorama of the bathroom with Gordon and Adam in that. So you can see that he was conspiring to make these setups all along. There we are revealing Billy the puppet, which is very iconic. Billy the puppet, and then there's the pig mask, which we see, at later times. But the Billy the puppet is very iconic. And here we go. They're about to pull a red blanket off of a man that is trapped inside of a trap. This poor individual is stuck inside of a chair that has 2 power drills on either side of his head or his neck, whatever it's lined up with. Elevator is coming, so these guys are like, we gotta try to, set him up and catch this guy. And here we go. We get our first glimpse of the Jigsaw Killer. Tall, thin man in a black robe that goes up and over his head, with a red lining on the inside to give a very creepy look. We're seeing Jigsaw in action right now with, telling the guy, you've had a good life, and now we're gonna test it. Jigsaw hitting a trap, getting it sprung while the police jump into action. Now they need to stop what's happening or what's about to happen, and that is these drills are going to impact. And they've got huge bits on them, like I don't know, probably a 5-inch drill bit on each one of them. All the men are arguing on how to stop it. Jigsaw is playing his games as usual of I'm not helping you. Officer finds a key ring with hundreds of keys on it. Can they save him? Will they save him? I don't know. Danny Glover's got Jigsaw, rights to kill. I'd have plugged it. I would have shot his legs, and then just been like, "Well, fuck, you ain't going anywhere. You're done." The Asian cop is pulling out his fucking pistol and just saying, "Screw this." Fuck. Danny Glover just got a sliced throat for his negligent behavior. Jigsaw is running out. Oh, he gets shot. He's running out of there. Oh my God. Fuck. This is it. He is bleeding all everywhere. Ketchup all over the floor. Asian cop is going after him. Blind as a bat running into a dark situation. He's chasing him. I mean, the smoke looks cool, but it's not practical. Still chasing him. Going down another flight of stairs, even deeper into this factory, warehouse, what have you. He sees Jigsaw right there, shoots. Jigsaw drops. One thing I didn't like right there is that he shot and those spider webs are still up on there. Those would have fallen down. Uh-oh. Tripwire. Oh, no. That officer's gone. Tripwire right into a trap with like 4 or 5 shotguns suspended from above. And they just blew that officer's head to pieces into little itty bitty bits. Danny Glover's character is alive, miraculously alive, stumbling down and discovering his partner here. I don't know. His head would have been gone. They shouldn't have shown that shot there where it looked like it just blew a hole in the back of his head. His head would have been in bits. Now we hear in present time where Danny Glover is back, looking like a crazy guy, looking at all the pictures on the wall, and you can see the slice in his throat. So he's clearly no longer working for the police. Look at that shitty apartment. But he's absolutely lost his mind to hunting down the Jigsaw killer. What are y'all talking about? Oh, you guys are still talking about the losers? Here we are back in the bathroom. These two guys are conversating. You're going to start to see the cracks in their newly formed bonded relationship. Oh, look how uncomfortable his toe looks. Jeez Louise.
Exactly why we need to talk. We need to think.
I am thinking.
Well, then don't keep me in the dark about what you're thinking.
They are now going to start to try some different methods on how they could possibly get out of this room or what they could, what they can find for things to help them get out of the room.
I
X marks the spot. I'm going to eat a piece of candy, and then I'm going to 420 it. So if any of y'all are doing that, let's do it together. Oof. Dr. Gordon just smashed a hole in the wall where the X was, and they found the little black box. The key they tried using earlier. Adam's realizing, like, oh, wait a minute, let's here. They're going to open it. We're going to see what is in this little black box. We got a cell phone back before there were smartphones.
beautiful.
There's a cigarette. That is one of the best lines I've ever heard. Adam wants the cigarette and to smoke it, and Dr. Gordon says to him, "You serious? You really want to put something we found in this room in your mouth?" Not saying you really want to smoke this cigarette. It could be poison or something, but you really want to put anything we find in this room in your mouth. Very clever. There is a note inside of it that says the cigarette is basically poison. Let Adam die that way, and you don't have to kill him. Giving him some options. There's a lot of different ways these characters could go through these moments. Like, it's super interesting, and I really dig it. So here we go with another flashback of Dr. Gordon in a parking garage. You know what I never really paid attention to? All of these buildings they're in are like industrial factory style buildings. Like, this does not look like a parking garage that doctors would park in. We see someone getting out of the back of Dr. Gordon's car. Who it is, we don't know yet. That's super creepy. I just don't know why. If he was in the car and you were in the car too, why you wouldn't just do something to him in the car? Like, why are you waiting to have to do it this way? It's a little strange, but these movies are not perfect in any form or fashion. They're just fun throwaway popcorn horror flicks. And I can't ever help but always look at him as looking kind of silly, like he's got this pale white skin with these rosy red cheeks. He looks so sad.
Well,
They're sharing their lives with each other right now and revealing certain secrets to one another.
just stop it. You knew that.
Here we go, baby, 420, baby. Happy spooky season, everybody. Now he's revealing to him the picture that he had and how he knew about the X on the wall. Lots of secrets throughout these movies, and they're intertangled pretty well, in my opinion. I think they do a very good job of keeping these stories pretty coherent in the sense of all the secrets they have to keep. All the characters that keep things from each other that eventually get revealed that they might stumble up upon during a conversation at another point. But it's just very well done, I think. So now Dr. Gordon is literally getting to see the picture of his family being held captive. So it's hitting him that much harder now. It's real.
What are you doing, you bastard?
See, and then that acting I like. I like his acting. I really do. The cigarettes are harmless. I promise smoking is only poisonous when it's in bloodshed. That's what it is. I apologize. Even when I said that, I was like, no, there's not blood in the cigarette or poison in it. But because of some of the dialogue that was said earlier, Dr. Gordon is realizing that the blood on the ground has poison in it and that this cigarette could potentially be used and Dr. Gordon just dipped the cigarette butt into the blood, implying that he wants him to smoke that cigarette and die. But now he's turning the light off and they're going to devise a plan. That's funny. I didn't know if it was that loud or not, to be honest with you. I'm like, that's funny. But they devise a little plan to try to fool the person that is watching them.
Doing the cigarette?
So he's going to give him the cigarette now. Or is he? Because there's two of them. So he's tricking the person on the camera, making him think that he gave him the cigarette that was dipped in blood, which would be an obvious thing to the other person if he didn't know it. Here Adam goes, smoking the sweet, sweet nicotine. And there's the worst acting in the entire movie where he is pretending to die. So now Adam is supposedly dead on the floor,
I've done it.
and Dr. Gordon is yelling, "Look, I killed him. He's dead. Let me go, you bastard. Let me go." And electricity is now surging through the chain that is on Adam's foot, coursing his body to convulse in ways and him yell in pain. So now whoever's watching them knows they're trying to trick them, and well, their little plan just got foiled. So here we go with Dr. Gordon again, trying to cut through the chains. Knowing that this is not the solution. Look at the sweat on his body. Holy shnikes, that's pretty good detail too. Now we're going to do Adam's flashback on how he got put here. So we know Dr. Gordon is a shitty person. He's a bad dad. He's a shitty husband. Cheats on his wife and all that shit like that. He's just a jerk. But here we go with Adam. Low end of the hanging fruit. He's kind of a nobody. And now we're revealed that he is a photographer. Little Peter Parker. Look at that fucking CD player in his hands, man. Look, that's my era. So he's doing some hanging up some films, and as we notice, one of the pictures, or a few of them, are of Dr. Gordon himself. Well, why would he have pictures of Dr. Gordon? We're seeing through a hole on the other side of the apartment. Old Peter Parker passed out here. Hey, one commercial is better than none. TK, looks like your plan backfired, homie. Oops, two. Oh shit, we spoke too soon. Adam is passed out in his little photography room, waking up, it's pitch black. This is the type of pitch black when, like, I think of, like, when I wake up, like, oh shit, yeah, this is not the black that I don't like how dark this is. Lights aren't working, all that good jazz. Now he's gonna kind of trudge around and see what's happening. This part was cool too. I like the way they have him using his camera flash. Um, it's kind of hokey, but honestly, in that pinch, I could see somebody doing something like this, taking a picture in the dark just to see what's in front of them. I genuinely could see that. I like how they do it. When he takes a picture, it does like a quick freeze frame kind of thing, and it's just aesthetically, it's cool. Yeah, I like the way that's shot. It's very cool. Really adds to the darkness and the depth of the rooms when they do that. And it kind of makes the room seem a little bit more bigger than what it actually is for whatever reason. It's just cool. My dude's got a Puerto Rican flag hanging up in his place, and he is whiter than I am. Oh, there's the creepy ass Billy the Doll. Louisville Slugger, Adam with a baseball bat, smashing that thing out of here. Oh, here's. You ever yell that out and expect somebody actually to reply? Who's in my house in my closet hiding? I am. Can you go away, please? All right. You replied back. Thank you. Opening this closet door so slowly. I wouldn't even open it that slowly. If I'm going to open it that slowly, I'm taking a picture and swinging at the same time. Oh, and there's a pig. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. It still gave me a little bit of a jump scare. He's got 25 minutes left to kill Adam, or his family is going to die. The cell phone is finally ringing after getting no service. his daughter on the other line. I would break down and cry. I would fucking cry. It hurts my heart. Now he's making the wife talk to him. If anybody hasn't realized it yet, or the subtle nuances that they've shown, that the guy that's actually in the house with the family is Zeke from the hospital. And now she's revealing to her husband that Adam knows who Dr. Gordon is outside of the truth, that what he's been told. So the twists and the turns are going to start to come, and things are all going to start to be like, oh my God, what the hell? We can see some rage from Carrie Ewell's character. Instead of this weird acting, we get to see some real dramatic thespian stuff. So now these two are going to have the conversation of like, who the hell are you and why the hell are you following me? Things are about to be revealed. Pretty funny, Gordon calling someone a liar. So now we're going to get some flashbacks and some more story of who was following Gordon around from time to time. What are all these little inconsistencies happening? And why Adam is the one that's been following around taking pictures of him. And there we go. The truth came out. Adam was hired to follow around Dr. Gordon because of suspicious stuff on his side, and he realized, taking pictures and finding out that he's cheating on his wife. But it doesn't answer why are both of these guys in this trap together. So here we go. Now we see Gordon with one of the interns, I think it was, from earlier in the movie when he was in the doctor's or the hospital. Seven-second thoughts on, I shouldn't cheat on my wife. It's kind of a bad thing. well, I'm kind of a piece of shit. To have a change of heart after you've already done something. Phone's ringing. She answers it. He's completely perplexed. I'm like, why would I be getting a phone call here? And that is the person that has his children or his child and his wife captive right now. That's the person that was on the phone. And it's during this time. Well, that makes sense why he's in a shitty parking garage like this because it's not at the hospital. That makes sense. I was wondering that. Didn't add up for a second there. But all this time, we're getting all the bits and pieces of when he was with his family. He left to go see her. He got the phone call from the guy that captured his kid and his wife. And then as he's in the parking garage, that's when Adam takes a picture of him. And then that's when he gets captive. So all of this happened within, the 24 hours, 48 hours. Adam is explaining to him, I don't know who hired me to take pictures of you. I just know that I get paid to do it. Well, my phone's probably going to die soon. Should probably plug in. Oh, I was doing my video last night and my freaking phone died right like maybe 5 minutes before I wanted it to actually end. But I just kept going with it. So the individual just got revealed that was hiring Adam to take pictures was actually the detective, Danny Glover's character. Because he truly believes that Dr. Gordon is the killer in all of this. Now they're showing you all of that. What is Jigsaw? Made people poop themselves at work? Jigsaw will put laxative in your coffee and make you regret going to your 9 to 5. The Jigsaw killer, his whole motive is to make you, regret the horrible decisions you've made. And then I feel like it faded away, the idea of the Jigsaw killer, where he would cut a piece of your skin out of your body in the shape of like a puzzle piece. There never really was like an overarching story behind that or like revelation of like, oh my God, he was building a mural with all these skin pieces. It was just always like, this is just like his tick, his thing he likes to do. Very odd. I mean, there's enough to make these movies messed up to where you don't really have to carve into somebody and take their skin chunks. Now, Gordon is basically coming to the realization of like, oh my God, like my wife and my daughter are going to die and there's absolutely nothing I can do about this. Poor little girl. I don't like seeing little girls like that cry. that upsets me, even though I know this is a movie. It's just like, that poor fucking kid. What hell this must be, you know, in the reality of it all. Mom's doing her best to try to break free to save her little child. God bless that admiration. And here we go. Adam's noticing something. He realizes they're pictures that he didn't take. Or something. I don't quite remember what they're saying. Oh, it's the revelation, the picture of Zeke. This is where they Zap, not Zeke. I kept saying Zeke. Zap. So he's realizing that it was the orderly or the custodian, whatever he is, that was working at the hospital that's been doing all of this. It is now 6 o'clock, which means the mother and the daughter have to die. So here we go. The mom is scurrying. Zep, not Zeke. Where the hell? I don't know where I got Zeke from. Loading the gun with a clip. They are going. Come on, mom. Let's go, baby. And that fucking husband should feel like a piece of shit. Like his wife, his poor wife. Just because he wanted some Asian tail. Fun fact, this guy, I don't know his actor's name, but he played the voice of the Joker in the Dark Knight Returns animated movies. I don't know if he spoke in the first one. I know his character was in it, but the second one, he's totally in it. He does a pretty okay Joker for those movies. His laugh is all right. Just a little fun fact in case you wanted to check that out. So right now, the mom is struggling and fighting with Zep while she is on the phone. She breaks. She's got the gun. She's got the gun. Oh my God. I would poof, 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 shoot him right to death. That's why sometimes I find movies very unbelievable because, like, man, if I get the gun from you, there isn't even a conversation between us. It's I'm shooting you. I'm backing up about 3 feet and I'm shooting you. You can't mess with your captives. You gotta take them down once you get that chance, man. Now, Danny Glover, he conveniently has an apartment right across the street. He hears gunshots going off. Excuse me. Seafrost, what's happening, brother? What's happening? She's getting out of there. She's messing him all sorts of ups. Gonna free her little baby. That's a good mom right there. Danny Glover and Zep are in a shoot off. I definitely. Oh my God! Imagine hearing that on the phone. This shit would go wild. It'd be like, oh my God! Crazy shit, man. Crazy stuff. Mom, get out of there. Oh, he's out of bullets. I would hum my gun at his face. Runs at him and tackles him to the ground. There is a fight ensuing. You don't see a lot of fist fights and stuff like this in the Saw movies. Unless it's particularly part of the game itself. So it's kind of fun to see like two people going at it. Zep is crawling over, looking. He knows I have to kill these two people. You can kind of hear, well, if you've seen the Dark Knight Returns movies, you can definitely hear his Joker voice when he gets that grave or that raspy kind of voice to it. I don't know. I'm an idiot. Seafrost, doing good, brother. Doing good. I know you and I were messaging each other earlier. I'll check out whatever you message me back in here in a little bit once this movie stuff's over. I had this plan going on with this. But hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you and Toke are doing good, my dude. Gordon just got electrocuted. He's still breathing. You can see his tummy moving. Now they got that hyper fucking speed chase kind of thing going on with these two cars, which is kind of silly. Car chases. They don't really show the car chase, but they show, two cars are being chased or whatever. You've got Zep and the officer following each other, presumably to this warehouse. Because Zep's last words were, "I'm going to kill your husband, Mrs. Gordon!" Waste of a morning for the flea markets. But you know what? It was the thrill of going, right? I mean, you had a good time. I know when I go to my toy show tomorrow, if I don't buy anything, I still have a good time. Here we go again, though, with these two chasing each other. I still don't know what the hell this factory is. I really don't. But these guys are trying to free themselves still. The phone is going off. Yeah, brother, pizza. It's a turtle's favorite food, which is weird because since I work in a pet store and I go in like little turtle section, all they ever have in there are like dead bugs and pellets and stuff. And I'm always like, where's the pizza? Where is the pizza for these turtles? Zep's running away. He's hobbling with his little hobbly hobbles. It's crazy out of all these bullets these guys shoot, nobody gets hit. Stormtrooper Academy is where they learn to shoot their guns. Now Lawrence is literally losing his mind, Dr. Gordon. There's a cell phone going off. He cannot reach it. He doesn't know what the hell, like he has no idea what's going on. He doesn't know if his wife is dead. He doesn't know if his kid is dead. And now this is where we see full on just psycho. Absolutely losing his shit. Every scene they show Gordon in from the fucking time he's done, he literally is just screaming like a madman. And it's brilliant acting. It's brilliant, brilliant fucking acting. Adam's like, what are you doing? He knows what he's doing. He's making a tourniquet. Like, you as the viewer, you know what the fuck's about to happen. Here we go. And you're going to see it. You're going to see him gnaw right. And he's just, he is just chawing right into his fucking ankle with that saw. And Adam is losing his mind. Gordon is insane. The blood. It's chaos. It's chaos. Zep is running down this hall like, oh my God, I can't wait from him. The cop himself is chasing him. I think it's Taft. I think his name is Taft. This is great. Gunfight. Boom. Little throwdown between these two. He is still just, they're going to show it again. I would assume those are a bunch of kidney shots, man. But unfortunately, he's done with it, man. Uh-oh. Oh. And the cop ends up shooting himself by accident. Gordon, you don't see what he's done, but you have now seen him crawling across the room, knowing he has freed himself from that confine. And only one way that he has done that. Oh my gosh. And he's crawling over. He picks up the gun. He's got the gun. He's loading one bullet into it. Look at how dead, how pale he looks. I'm sorry. The blood loss. Look at his ankles gone. Oh. And he shoots. He shoots at him, leaving himself the only one alive in this bathroom, not knowing what he's done, not knowing what has happened, not knowing what's about to unfold. They cut away now. They show the wife and the daughter in the neighbor's home. Everybody's okay. Gordon, back on his hands, he turns. Zepp opens the door in disbelief of what is going on. Gordon again losing his mind now, realizing what the fuck has happened. So he's about to shoot him, but all of a sudden, Adam is still alive. How is that? Well, he only got shot in the shoulder. As much as that would hurt, his adrenaline would be coursing through him right now for about a minute, 30 seconds maybe. But he is just beating the shit out of Zepp. And oh my God, he's just smashing his head in with the toilet, the tank on the back of the toilet, the tank cover, just beating him into the. And here we go. Gordon now telling Adam, I will be back. He's going to go get help because he's the one that's freed. But there's the chance that he might not make it because of all the blood loss. He's got to crawl out of there, leaving Adam alone in this room. You know, the slow crawl. Damn. Very epic to me. I love this shit. Adam's stuck there with the chain, the dead body in front of him that he just killed. Found his wallet. That's Zepp's wallet I'm referring to. Nothing in it. Useless. As he's searching him, he finds a cassette player. And here we go with the music. Adam is going to play this cassette. And it's going to put in events that, as a viewer, you weren't ready for. Zep was not the mastermind. He is not Jigsaw in all of this. He himself was put into a game, and his game was to follow the rules and have Gordon kill Adam, or he was to kill the wife and the daughter. And if he didn't, it would result in his death as well. So at this very second, we still don't know who the Jigsaw killer is. Adam's sitting there with a disbelief on his face. A body rises in the back. The body from the beginning of the movie that's been laying there dead in the center of the room is moving. It rises, covered in blood. This epic fashion, the music. He's peeling off the makeup he's got on his face. Adam is just absolutely in shock and horror. The old man standing. Just revealed to Adam what I said in the beginning of the movie. The key to his freedom just went down the drain. John Kramer, who I mentioned earlier before in the movie, he is the true Jigsaw killer. And that they're showing you all of the moments that have led up to this, that were all the integral parts, all the little mysteries that build up to why this makes sense. How did any of this happen? How has any of this been able to be possible? It's fucking awesome. Electrocuting Adam. Jigsaw, John Kramer, played by amazingly Tobin Bell. This iconic shot. There you go. That is the end of the first Saw movie, leaving Adam in the dark, screaming for what could possibly be his fate. Jigsaw slamming the door shut. At this moment, in 2004, had no idea would there be a second? Would this story continue? Would there be more to this? I just got choked up. That's wild. I just got choked up over a horror movie like this. I absolutely love it. Very much. I think it's super well done. Obviously, I've gone over it. I've told you guys my thoughts. You've seen my reaction. I've narrated basically the entire movie for anybody that's watching it or didn't get to watch it. And yes, well, there you go. Leigh Whannell, this is his first movie. I think he did very good in it. He was the writer of the movie. He's gone on to do more of the Saw movies, I do believe, and plenty of other horror movies. So definitely check him out. Very good shit. I really like this movie. And yeah, there are 9 more sequels. 9 of them. And if you haven't seen them, I do suggest going to check them out, fellas and ladies. But I am going to be doing a marathon of the Saw movies for the rest of the day. I'm not going to be doing a live of another one, but I will be posting my thoughts and reviews of certain ones throughout the day. So on that note, my phone's about to die, and I think that's a pretty good way to end it. We're at 1 hour and 50 minutes. So between yesterday and today, you get about 4 hours of Ace in Ace's Place. So I think all you guys, Ultra, TKD Bar, C Frost, Virgo, I saw you popping in here saying, hey, I want to thank all of you guys and anybody that goes and continues to watch this stuff. And until the next time, stay spooky. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. Oh, wrong hand. I want to play a game.